Hello everyone and welcome back to SaiyanSquabbles. I am Papa Ping Pong here to bring you a special video. So we just recently reached 50 subscribers, which is my first ever milestone, and I want to take a minute just to thank everyone, friends, family, and all you guys in between for subscribing and enjoying my content. Next milestone, of course, is 100. And I'm just super thankful because I do this for a lot of fun. This is mostly for passion, and I'm glad some people are getting a kick out of it, and hopefully I was actually able to help someone. So I'm going to be posting 3 videos for my 50 subscriber special. This is part 1. Part 2 is going to be a roadmap for stuff I have planned, and maybe get some criticism and feedback from you guys. And part 3 is going to be something very special that I have been planning. It's not crazy big, but something fun and different. So yeah, expect that all in one day. They'll all be posted throughout the day. But so today for part 1, we're going to be revisiting my first video I ever made on this channel, and we're going to I guess improve upon it, because even though I'm still new to YouTube, I've only been doing this for about a month and a half now, I have improved, in my opinion, very greatly since my first video, and I really want to show how much I've improved, and kind of in a cheeky little callback sort of way. So we're going to be doing a deck profile of my, again, favorite deck in the format, Goku Black and Zamasu. By the way, this is going to be our new setup, more than likely for a while. I'm going to get some other pop figures. Zamasu is just my first one. But, so let me know if you guys enjoy it. You might have saw me twiddling the camera around a little bit, but let me know if you guys like it. And, yeah, anyways. So Goku Black and Zamasu. So his auto is when this card attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your deck for a Goku, 1 blue or yellow Goku Black or Zamasu, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So that's really good because we run over 20 targets in this deck. So it's really easy to find. And you're pretty much always plussing, at least you're getting to choose to find your pieces, because that is very vital for this deck. And his Awaken is if your opponent has 3 or more energy, you restand 1 and draw 1. Which is really nice. You can awaken pretty quickly with this leader. The only issue that this really has for awakening is against Broly or Baby, but we do have ways around that, but just keep that in mind. So on the awaken side, we have Fuse Zamasu Supreme Strike, and he has the same auto, a second auto, that when he attacks a leader card, he gets minus 5k. On paper, that doesn't seem very good, but trust me, that is pretty good, because of the active main. If your opponent has 8 or more energy, choose up to 4 cards from their life and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So the reason why it's good to get minus 5 is you can swing at their leader while they're at 4 life, and most leaders are 15k, but you'll still be getting the search without dealing damage and giving them hand advantage. So, but his other active main, once returned for 1 energy, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and return it to their hand. So that is a really good effect, because basically nothing really in this format is running or has barrier except for Piccolo assimilated ability. So it is unfortunate that one of the big decks running around, which is funny enough the same deck with Broly, are the Apes. You don't really want to bounce them back because they get effects off of comboing. But anyways, let's move on to the deck. We're starting off with the blue here. We got 4 North Kai Keeping Watch. It's just your 10k super combo when you're at 4 less life. I don't run Hellas because too many times in this deck I would ramp the top card of my deck with the 3-drop Goku Black, and Hellas would get into my energy, which was a big deal because unfortunately there were too many situations where I needed anything that wasn't a Hellas or green energy. So basically, I've lost a few games because of it, and the way I was looking at it is if I'm losing due to a card, don't run it. And also that you have to pitch a card before you draw 2, you could potentially pitch something you would have rather had. If it was a draw 2, pitch 1, I probably honestly would have it, or have it instead of this, but this has not failed me so far. So yeah, I've won more games basically with that rather than the Hellas. I'll scoot that over slightly. Next up, we have one Unyielding Spirit Trunks. It's just good because we have a blue leader card, and if we combo with it during our turn, we restand one or is it one? Yeah, just one energy and restand it. So it could even be a yellow. So next up, we got 4 Goku Black Unforeseen Darkness. Unfortunately, this is a very expensive card. I think they've recently gone down in price, I believe, because I think they got reprinted. I could be incorrect about that, but probably one of the strongest cards in the deck. But his auto, when you play this card from your hand, activate this skill. At the end of your turn, if there's a card that is both blue and yellow in your energy, which will not be a problem, draw 2 cards, discard 1 card, then restand 1 blue or yellow energy. So yeah, he basically becomes a 1 cost at the end of your turn, and we have other ways of cheating him out, because he does cost 2 blue, which very occasionally kind of sucks, but we do have a card to get around that. But you're drawing. I originally didn't run this card, but like in the very first few drafts I made of this deck, but then I put him in and I've not been able to put him out. I started off with 3, I think, then bumped up to 4, and I can't imagine running this deck at any less unless something just better came out. But yeah. Excuse me. Next up, we got 4 of the 3-drop Goku Black Rose Inviting the Darkness. So this is the card you need to run the deck. He's got Barrier. When you play this card and your leader card is a Goku Black or Zamasu, you add the top card of your deck into your energy. And when you play this card, if your leader card is a Goku Black or Zamasu, at the end of your opponent's next turn, they reveal the top card of their deck. If it is a battle card, it goes to their energy in rest mode. If it is an extra card, they shuffle back into their deck and you draw 1 card. So either way, you're getting advantage from it. You're either fueling your win con or you're drawing off of it. I wish he had Deflect over Barrier, because if people do know the matchup, they will send him or counterplay him, like Denial of Hope or Preemptive Strike or anything like that. He's even vulnerable to the new counterplays that like Absolute Release Ball and Beerus Ball and stuff like that. So, but the most important part of the deck, in my opinion. Next up, we got 3 Goku Black Countdown of Destruction. If you have 5 or more energy, you can play this card for free, but you can't play him for the duration of the turn. When you play him, you draw 1. Early game, you don't want to see this card, but mid to late game, you want to add him to your hand for Union Patora, because you can play this guy for free. And then after you play him, there's another Zamasu in the deck you can play for free. So you play him and the Zamasu for free, and then you fuse them. And the draw 1 card, he just replaces himself. So, yep. Next up, we got 2 Goku Black the Replicators. This is a tech card. Like I said in my first video that I made, I'd rather have him and not need him than need him and not have him, because he has taken care of a lot of different threats for me. So his auto, when you play this card, if your leader card is a Goku Black or Zamasu, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and put it in their energy in rest mode. Then you get to play a Shadow Token, which is basically a 5k combo piece for free. And then if your opponent is somehow at 3 or less energy after that, they reveal a top card of their deck. If it is a battle card, they place in their energy in rest mode. If not, they shuffle and you draw 1. So that pretty much only comes up in the Baby or Broly match, or starter deck Broly, I should specify, starter deck Broly matchup. But yeah, and this gets rid of basically any threat, which is really nice. He's actually become more relevant in set 8 meta than he was in set 7, so I like running this guy. So yeah, next up we have our blue negates. 4 dimension magic. You negate the attack, restand 2 energy, or sparking 5, you take a life, then restand 2 energy. So yeah, it's just really good. One of my favorite negates. Next up, 3 Senzu Bean. We had this at 4, but we need to make room for some of the new stuff we added. So, active battle, you pay 1, you choose 1 of your cards, it gets plus 5k, then you restand 2 energy. Which is really good. You're going to mostly be using this defensively to restand for counterplays and to add potentially combo pieces or negates or something like that. So, really good card. For our last blue card, we have a 1 of Absolute Release Ball. So, counterplay, if your leader card is blue and your life is at 4 or less, the battle card being played, if it has an energy of 3 or less, it is returned to their hand instead of being played, and then you restand 1. So this becomes free. That's kind of what I wish your Wide Open did, is it restood 1 energy after being used. The only crux is this has to be when your life is at 4 or less. Or you can use its permanent. If you have a multicolor card in your energy, you can activate it by taking a life. So it's kind of like sparking without being sparking. Yeah. Now moving on to our yellow, we got 2 Hidden Ambition Zamasu. So indestructible, barrier deflect, so nothing's getting through it except for Zeno, but that's not seeing play anymore, so not to my knowledge anyways. Maybe in Panda, that's about it. But his auto is when you play this card, choose between 1 blue Goku Black with energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. So for some reason, if you do have 1 yellow card in your energy and 1 multicolor or something along those lines, because he costs 1 yellow, and you can't play this guy, you play this and then you play him off of it. Either way, you kind of want to do that anyways. But so if you're stuck and you can't play this, you can play him off of it. Or play him off of the Zamasu. So, yep. I really like that card. I wasn't a fan of... I wanted to try it at first, and I have not regretted putting it in since. Alright, so we got... Next up, for Zamasu the Mastermind. He's a blocker, and if there's a Goku Black on your... basically on your side of the field, you can play it without paying its energy cost. It's a 5k blocker. So this is the one you play for free, pretty much to go into the fusion. An important thing to keep in mind, your leader does count, but only on the unawakened side. On the awakened side, he is no longer a Goku Black. So, I love this card. It saved me a lot too, it's just free defense as well. Next up, 2 Chompa the Trickster. So he becomes a 2 cost if you have a multicolor card in your energy, and he's a counterplay. Counterplay plays this card, and it's auto. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode. Then if it's your opponent's turn, draw 1 card. So it's great, it gets around Gogeta 7 and you're able to draw 4 instead of drawing 3. And it gets around any big momentum swing basically, secret rares or anything along those lines. So I always, at pretty much mid-game and beyond, like to have 2 energy active for this guy. So then our yellow negate, we got 2 Flying Nimbus. So you negate the attack, then you pitch 1 yellow and you can only attack with 1 more battle card for the duration of the turn. So spicy meatball. Now our multicolor stuff. We got 4 Beerus Fickle God. So this is the one that ignores energy exhaust if you have another multicolor in your energy. Or if you really want to, I've never played him this way, but if you really want to, you can play him to draw 1. Cool, I guess. It's really nice when you have a multicolor in your energy, play the Rose, and then you charge this guy from the top card of your deck. Feels good. Feels muy bien. Then a card I was on the fence about, but now playing it, I do really like it. Meticulous Scheming. If you have any foils of these, let me know. So he's active battle. If your leader card is a Zamasu and it's your opponent's turn, choose 1. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with the energy cost of 3 or less. Place in their energy in rest mode. So great spot removal, and it's active battle, so it's hard to get around that. But then at the end of their turn, they choose 1 card in their energy and place it in their drop area. So this is good against Broly BR and Baby, because this is how you get them to 3 energy to awaken. Because if they want to, they could just stay at 2 energy, and you're not able to awaken for basically the whole game. I just dropped something. And then the second ability is draw 1 card, then choose 1 card in your opponent's hand. You choose, not them. Choose 1 card in your opponent's hand, place in their energy in rest mode, and then they do the same thing where they place 1 card in their energy in their drop area at the end of the turn. That is great. You're drawing 1 card. This is what I normally use. You're drawing 1, and you're making them nega cards. So you're basically plussing 2 off of this, which is, again, crazy good. So I like to use that turn 2 or turn 3 if at all possible. Then we got 2 Bojack, Resident Angel of Destruction. If you guys have seen my battles on the channel with this deck, you've seen probably more than once this guy come in clutch for me. So he's blocker, a rival blue-yellow, which we have plenty of targets. When you play this card, your opponent mills 1. Then you choose up to 1 of their battle cards and put him in rest mode. And then he's a blocker. So he basically negates 2 attacks, and milling 1's just nice, I guess. So he has come in clutch many a times. So I have no intention of dropping him. Then we have our win con. Fuse Zamasu, Divine Providence. So 4 of these, I tried running it at 3, didn't see it enough. 4 is just perfect. So he's Union 4 blue, 2 yellow. When you play this card with Union, your opponent reveals their hand. You choose up to 2 cards from their hand and place in their energy in rest mode. So that's how you get them up to 8 normally, and then you deal 4 damage to them. So even if they're at 5 energy and I can play this guy, I still like playing this guy and just negging key pieces in their hand, because I'd rather not let them get to 6 energy or just play their big play the following turn. So yeah, this guy is crazy good because you're seeing your opponent's hand if they're at 5 energy, removing it, or, you know, just dealing the 4 damage. So, for the first time ever, it's actually in one of my battles on the channel, this guy got cold bloodlusted, and that is still my only time that has ever gotten cold bloodlusted. Then last but not least, Power of Fatora, Vegito, Kefla, and Zamasu. Triple Strike, Energy Exhaust, obviously, and Secret Rare, Ultimate Tag. Permanent, if your opponent has 6 or more energy or 6 or more cards in rest mode, he becomes a 5 cost. So that's basically, you can get to that pretty easily either way by fulfilling either of those prerequisites. So when you play this card, you rest 4 of your opponent's cards, or up to, and then you draw 4 cards. That is stupid good. So what I like to do if my opponent's at 4 life, I like to bring them to 3, just in case I see this guy, because he does have the Zamasu tag, so he's searchable off your leader. And he's basically at 5 throughout the whole game to play. I've gotten this guy up to 120k a few times on the swing, and your opponent really can't do much about it. So yeah, that's going to do it for the deck profile. Again, I know it's been done before, but it's updated, and I figured it was fitting to do now that we've reached my first ever milestone. I thought it would just be a neat little callback. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is the first part of 3. So second part is going to be a roadmap of things I plan on doing, probably a shorter video, and then my third one is something fun, something silly, and something different that I hope you guys really enjoy. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya!